Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is from Canada and she admitted for years she never wore sunscreen. And then she was diagnosed with skin cancer. And her doctor gave her a chemotherapy cream that is supposed to kill the cancer cells. I never heard of this sort of cream, but that's what she was using. So in the beginning, she thought she had eczema on her face, but the truth was much worse. I look like an acid attack victim. So she's a mother, and she had a patch of what she thought was eczema on her face, but she was devastated to learn the truth months later. Honore Stark is 53 years old and she was diagnosed with skin cancer and has used a chemotherapy cream on her face for 10 years. Wow. The potent cream kills cancer cells, but causes agonizing side effects, including inflammation, itching, weeping, and scabbing. So she has felt like an acid attack victim and says people run away from her thinking what she has is contagious. So she's from Toronto, Canada, and she first noticed an unusual spot on her forehead that was scaly in texture in 2008. She said, in the first few months, I had saw it and I thought it was just dry skin, eczema. A stranger watched me at a park with my kids, and I thank God for her every day. I use sunbeds twice a week to get a base tan for summer. Don't make my mistake. That's what she's saying. I didn't have a color. It was an abnormally shaped round, it was a round spot, and it was flaky. And she said when she would try to exfoliate it, it would start bleeding. So I knew at that point, after 6 to 8 months, that it wasn't just dry skin. It was something that I have to have looked at by my doctor. Honore admits that she didn't give it the attention it deserves. And for four small children running around, her focus was on caring for them. But when her forehead became indented from where her flesh was slowly rotting away, she decided it was time to see a doctor. It was eating my skin and tissue and getting extremely close to the bone on my forehead. And that scared me into seeing a doctor. I went into the office. I was quite nervous and didn't know anything about skin cancer. She immediately looked at my forehead and said, "You have cancer. We need to set up a date for surgery to remove that." I was very put off by her lack of empathy and was quite upset. I started to cry. To be quite honest, I was so shocked by the diagnosis. I really had a difficult time retaining anything past the point of my forehead, saying I had cancer. Honore was diagnosed with basal cell carcinoma, a form of skin cancer, in 2009. So she had several surgeries to remove the enormous lesion on her forehead, but the ordeal didn't stop there. As over the past 12 years, Honore has had around 30 surgeries to remove countless lesions. Wow, that is a lot of surgeries. 30 surgeries? Wow. She said the cancer has appeared all over her body, including her neck, arms, and chest. One of the most agonizing parts of her treatment is a topical chemotherapy cream, which she has been using since 2012. She says it was like pouring acid onto her skin. So when she was applying it, it was burning. And she must leave the cream on for a minimal of 6 hours a day. So you can see, woo, that has really jacked her skin up even more. So she said, it looked like I've had an acid attack. It makes my skin look like I've had a very bad accident. It makes the skin very hot and incredibly itchy. It's like you have a red burning ants running on your skin and you mustn't touch or scratch it. I have had people walk away from me. People would point at me and just not understand if I had a disease that was contagious. People would stare and make comments like, oh my God, what happened to her face? Honore has had to come to terms with the fact that her life will never be the same since her diagnosis. She said she never again will be exposed to direct sunlight and has to stay indoors from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I have the skin of a 70 or 80-year-old woman, she said. I am highly susceptible to melanoma, all of the other skin cancers, not just because I'm a redhead. That's one factor because also I never protected my skin. So she said she didn't wear sunscreen at all before all of this happened. She said she put sunscreen on her children, but not on herself. It wasn't something that I thought about every morning before I went outside. Well, many of them do. They can't go out without the sunscreen. I guess it just becomes regular routine for many people. I didn't wear a hat or stand under an umbrella, and that's exactly why I have this much cancer. I will have this for the rest of my life, and I find that very daunting. Honore regularly shares information on her TikTok videos about her skin cancer and has amassed more than 240,000 likes and followers by doing so. So I guess she's over there warning people about this. So she said, I want people to understand the small behaviors that they can incorporate into their routine can stop this from happening. So you wear that hat. I see babies outside in the bright sun without a hat on, and I think to myself that it frightens me. Because of that, their future may look like mine. Well, looking at her certainly would get a lot of attention. I can see why a lot of people stare. It is frightening looking at that. But y'all, this is just a way of life for some people on this earth. You have to wear some kind of protection or wear protective clothes. You know, some people, I have never experienced a sunburn in my life, and neither has anybody in my household or family on both sides, my mother and father. But there are some people in this world, they can't do that. They can't get up every day and not think about putting on sunscreen. I'm one of those people. I like the way the sun feels on my skin. I don't try to run from it. So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video.